Hey, shalom, shalom. Bear with me 1 second, Israel, while I check the feed. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, we clear. Ready to get rolling. Hey, shalom, shalom. All right. We good to go. Hey, shalom, Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we are led by the commanding General YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying, and since 1969, we have been the home of the truth. So teaching our brothers and sisters, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, the truth about the Bible and bringing them back to their culture, which is the culture of the Israelites. We are the Israelites of antiquity. The Bible is about us. The Bible is our culture. I'm saying again, we've been the truth since 1969, and we are the only truth. There's only one. There's only one truth. So if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, you are not in the truth. You are not affiliated with any other so-called Hebrew Israelite group. And you know what I'm saying? Lord be with them. But you know what I'm saying? They are not the truth. There's one body, and that's one West. With all that being said, you know I'm saying? I'm priest and officer of 500 Yabakan Banya Hawada, and this is the Lashawan Qadash class, man. I.S.U.P.K Houston, Galveston, Port Arthur, Beaumont, and Lufkin. You know what I'm saying? The greater area of Houston, including deep East Texas as well. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ for Lufkin. Well, you know what I'm saying? This is the Friday night Lashawan Qadash class for all of those zones, man, where we dive into our culture a little bit even more. You know what I'm saying? Reading the Bible, getting and learning the scriptures is our culture. You know what I'm saying? Showing brotherhood to, you know what I'm saying, your brothers and sisters, and showing sisterhood is our culture. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is our culture too. The feast days, all of that is our culture. But also, we have our own language too. That is the Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? Lashawan meaning tongue, Qadash meaning holy. So the Lashawan Qadash is the holy tongue. You know what I'm saying? It is the Hebrew. It's what, you know what I'm saying, Hispanics, Native Americans spoke in the days of the Old Testament before they were referred to as blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. And we were looked at as the children of Israel. We were referred to as Jews. You know what I'm saying? That's when we spoke the Hebrew. When we delved into our culture on Fridays, you know what I'm saying, Tawada to the Most High and Commander General YAHANNA, you know what I'm saying, for having us able to have the I.S.U.P.K so we can get into our culture, this deep into our culture. So Fridays, we dedicate to learning the Hebrew, man. We learn how to read, write, and speak the ancient and paleo Hebrew. Further ado, we're gonna get into class, man. I'm gonna start off class the way class is always started off, and that's by going over this Hebrew alphabet. Already, this chart was provided to us in the I.S.U.P.K by the founding fathers of the I.S.U.P.K. You know, so they did the research just as they did all the other research for all the other facts that we use. This is the Hebrew. It's all 22 characters. All words in Hebrew are a combination of some of these characters, starting from I all the way to Tha. Up top is the ancient Hebrew. Down below is the Assyrian Hebrew. They are different, but they're the same symbols. They're different symbols, but they're the same letters. Ah to Tha. And the ancient Hebrew, you have to be mindful when putting. Again, I got to make this clear. Hebrew is read from right to left. It's read and written from right to left, not left to right or left to right, but right to left. Already. So what I was about to say was, in the ancient Hebrew, we have to be when making words, we have to be mindful of using these connectors, these little squiggly lines underneath the letters. You know what I'm saying? My Adawan calls this one a bridge and this one a ditch. If there's a ditch underneath, I think that's what he calls lucky. So if there's a connector underneath one letter, then that syllable for that pronunciation for that letter is said alone, like la and sha. But if we have a connector under two, combining them, then the pronunciation is those two letters combined. So we have la, sha, and then wa and na right here turns to wan. Lashawan. Qua, da, and sha turns to dash. Qadash. La, sha, wan, qua, dash. That's for the ancient. For the Assyrian, you know what I'm saying, you have to be a little bit more adept as far as knowing the pronunciation because there are no connectors. However, you know what I'm saying, there is a difference in writing. When writing in Assyrian, these particular five letters, they're the same as the letters up here. They're ka, ma, na, pa, ta, za. But these five down below, when a word ends in these particular five letters, you use the ones below as the one as opposed to the ones above. The ones above are only for the beginning or the middle of the word. But if a word ends in a ka, you use this rather than this one. All right. We got to get into class, man. Oh, Salakia. I didn't even go over the alphabet. You got to go over the alphabet. Salakia, I knew some. Yeah. Just familiar with them. We got to go over them. Repeat after me if you like. Ha, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, and the. That is all 22 characters in Hebrew, man. Notice how there are no J's, no Jehovah, or anything like that. There's no J's in Hebrew. There's no U's in Hebrew. None of that stuff. That's how you know some people out here are not telling the truth or don't have their facts straight. Yeah, now we're about to get into class, man. While I set this up, I'm gonna just pretty much go over what we're gonna be going over today. So I know the last time I taught, I said we were gonna be finishing up the milk by me going over questions, how to formulate questions. You know what I'm saying? And also adjectives. Now, adjectives, on the other hand, is some advanced level Hebrew. You know, that's advanced Hebrew. That's, you know what I'm saying? I started to dive in to why the word malak is plural and feminine instead of malak which is kings, plural. But malak is kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Things like that and adjectives like saying the blue wall I mean blue is a color. We can't use that word in a sentence as of now, but I mean adjectives like fast, which would be in the Strong's quickly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Using them in the proper context. Now, that's advanced Hebrew. That's it's a couple it's more than a few rules for that. So we're gonna get into adjectives a little bit down the line. As far as questions, the only reason we're not going over questions today is because I have to run my lesson by the Adawanyan before I teach it. I don't want to teach anything incorrect or anything that's not supposed to that we don't teach in the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? We make sure our facts are straight before we give them out. It's like I'm trying to get this perfect. These chords and whatnot. Yeah, I guess that's good. Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get. There we go. Yeah, so I gotta, you know what I'm saying, run my lesson by the Adawanya before we go over questions, how to say and write questions and even read questions in Hebrew. Saying what, how many, where, who, when, and how. You know what I'm saying? Those things, pretty much questions will be the next week. Today, we're just gonna go over all of the sentences we know how to say thus far. You know what I'm saying? Without questions, our regular statements. You know what I'm saying? This today is a milk review. Everything that I have given in this milk series, we're gonna go over today. Now I know some of it is lengthy and it takes a long time, so we're gonna condense it. We're not gonna go over every pretty much detail, but we're gonna get the gist of it, and we're gonna get practice a little bit. It's gonna be good. So milk review. We have this is the stuff for the notes right here. Okay, you should already have it, but we're gonna get this for the notes. So we got noun conjugation. Down here we gotta have verb conjugation, because in Hebrew our sentences are created through conjugating verbs and nouns. You know what I'm saying? Verbs and nouns. I'm gonna write this down in the next screen, but all the sentences you can even look it up on Google. Look up the basic I can't think of the word, but structure. Yeah, the basic structure of a sentence is gonna tell you you have a subject, then you have a verb, then you have an object. The subject is a noun and the object is a noun, and the subject is doing something. Whatever the subject is doing is the verb. So the subject is the star of the sentence. The subject may be uh, captain, the captain. The subject of the sentence is the captain. The verb is teaches, and then so the captain teaches. That's the verb, the subject and the verb. The object is who the captain teaches or what the captain teaches. Almost like a complement to the rest of the verb or the rest of the sentence. So the captain teaches the Bible. That's the sentence. Subject, verb, object, or complement. We're gonna get that down later. But in doing that, you know what I'm saying, we have subject and objects are nouns, and then we have our verb. So really the sentence is made of nouns and verbs. Again, adjectives are a little bit advanced. So we're gonna worry about adjectives a couple of classes down the line. That's not milk. You know what I'm saying? But being able to conjugate nouns and verbs to make sentences is milk. That's what we're going over. So here, we're going to get our pronouns, which is part of the subject. That's the subject that we're going over or mainly using today. You know what I'm saying? The captain is a pronoun. That would be he. If you want to go as far as the rules, you know what I'm saying? He would be the captain. But we're going to get all our pronouns in. So first, let's go over noun conjugation. Write a few rules up here. So noun conjugation, let's say our noun is I. Our noun is ak, which means brother. Noun ak will be conjugated in 3 different ways: possessive, plural, or informal. So possessive, who's ak? Who ak is brother, by the way. That's the noun we use, brother. So possessive, whose brother is it? Is it my brother? If it's my brother, we're gonna conjugate the word ak with something at the end. We're gonna conjugate it with a ya at the end. Ak ya, my brother. If it's our brother, this is my brother right here. If it's our brother, we're gonna still conjugate it with something in the end, but it's gonna be different from ya. It's gonna be ak Noah. This is our brother. Our brother. That's possessive right there. And then you get all of the pronouns. I'm gonna go over the now that couldn't be a more perfect time to go over the pronouns. But all of the pronouns have their own particular possessive conjugation for a noun. They can be found right here. They've been up here since this I don't know, since before I've been teaching and learning in this school. They're right there. All of them, we got ya, ka, wa, ha, nawa, kam, kan, ma, and na. But we're gonna go over the pronouns real quick, just so we can know who can possess a noun. So I can possess a noun, we can possess a noun, you, y'all, which is you plural. Then we got, that's gonna be masculine and feminine. Then we got he, she, and then they. They is going to be masculine and feminine too. Those are our pronouns. I, which is me, first person. We, first person plural. You, second person. Y'all, second person plural. He, third person. She, third person. They, third person plural. All of them right there. All of those different ways can be conjugated. You can conjugate a noun with all of these. So let's get it in Hebrew real quick for understanding. So I, Anya. We, Anaknoa. You, Atha. Y'all, either a thon or a slakia. A thon, masculine first, or a thon. A thon is feminine, a thumb is masculine. For y'all, either a group of men or a group of women. Either way is y'all. And he, awa, she, he, she is hayya, and they, masculine, or han, feminine. That's our pronouns. Pronouns have something to do with possessive for nouns, and they also have something to do with verb conjugation. We're gonna get into that momentarily. We're gonna finish up conjugate nouns. So we still on nouns, conjugated nouns. We got possessive, right? Whose brother? Whose brother are we talking about? Is it a group of brothers? So if it's a group, we got ak yum. Putting a yum at the end of it makes it plural. Brothers. Now, ak happens to be masculine. That's a boy, right? That's a brother. But an akwath is a sister. So with the boy is obviously a masculine word, masculine noun. Akwath would be a feminine noun. So how would that with that being said, there's a difference in conjugating feminine and masculine. Just like ham with an M and han with an N, it's yum with an M and yun with an N. But the word has to be feminine itself. Also over here, right here, with y'all, right? A thumb with an M or a thon with an N. Akyum and Akwathian. Don't forget. So that's just sisters, right? But it's plural. That's the idea of things. Sisters. And then informal or formal. Let's put a slash right here. Formal or informal. You know what I'm saying? These are things like talking about what the brothers, you know what I'm saying, and the brothers, or if it's a word like building. Here, I definitely want to put this on the screen. Come to class and you can get you some of these. You know what I'm saying? We got Officer 1000 Yagarum went over this last week. 100 most common verbs, 100 most common nouns. So come to class, you'll be able to get these are found in the Bible. Common nouns and verbs found in the Bible. You'll be able to get these, a little packet with the Lashawan Qadash chart. You know what I'm saying? These, so you'll be ready to start learning Hebrew even better. But yeah, what did I say? A building. Let's find building right quick, or 10 or something. Okay, gate. Gate will work. So you could be in the gate, right? The gate is like a building. Nah, that's a little bit too house. There it is. Bayath, of course. So house is bayath. So a form bayath is a noun. You can have bayath ya, which would be my house. You can have bayath yum, which would be houses. Or you can have going into informal and formal. You can have in baha, in the house. So you can be in the house. You can't be in your brother. Hopefully you wouldn't want to be in your brother's life. But ba ha. Those are conjugations for prefixes for formality. In the house. And the house. You know what I'm saying? As for the house. Speaking about the house. Or the brother. And the brother. And my brother. And, you know what I'm saying? And the brother. You know what I'm saying? Formalities of the noun. So we're gonna get some real quick. Now that you have the idea, just for your notes, I'm gonna stick with ak. So ha and waha and la ha. Yum too. I like to double up on my conjugation. Waha, ak, laha, ak. So this is the brothers. This is in the brothers. And this is for the brother. For the brother, these last two. There you see it. You know what I'm saying? The prefix of that noun is making it formal or informal. The brothers. Formality of the brother. Ha-akia. And the brother. Wa-ha-akia. Or wa-ha-ak. And the brother. For the brother. La-ha-ak. For my brother would be la-ha-akia. No, la-akia. That's for my brother. La-akia. Already. Now, you know what I'm saying? We got, that's verbs. I mean, that's nouns. We're talking about ak. We can either conjugate the word ak to be possessive. My brother, my ak. Your ak, her ak, whose ak. Plural, akyum. Only one way for that. Or something else plural. You know what I'm saying? Bayathium, houses. Or be mindful of masculine and feminine. Akwath, sisters, akwathian. Not akwathum. So possessive, plural, or formal or informal. The brothers, ha-akim, and the brother, for the brother, four brothers, you know what I'm saying? So on, so on, and brothers. The formalities are right here already. So now that's nouns. We got our pronouns. We're going to get into just going over the rules of verb conjugations, because verb conjugations definitely deal with pronouns. All of these are going to be over here. This really is not for your notes. This is just so we can go over this. We're going to go over some practice momentarily. But yeah. So with verbs, you have not only the pronouns, but you have past, present, and future. Past, I gotta word this. Okay, the conjugation for past mainly conjugated at end of word. So at the end of word, at the end of the verb, right? What's the verb we're gonna use? We're gonna look on our common verbs, right? Build, but not. So we're doing build. So but now, right? Past would be banataya. And that's for I. I built. Banataya. I built. Present, mainly conjugated after First Hebrew letter. So I am building would be Ba. Wa. Not. I build. And future, namely conjugated at end of, or the future. So like this is the future. This is the beginning of the word. Beginning word. Ah. Already. So those examples down there for the verb conjugation are for this one. I. We got I built. I built in the past. Build is bana, right? Bana sayah is I built. Bawana is I am building. I build. And abana, I will build. Abana, not habana. Habana would be the build or the builder. Shout out to my Ottawa officer Habana. The builder. Habana. But here, as far as I build or I am building or I built, it's either bana saya, bawana, or abana. That's how the verb conjugation works. Different words, different root words, and then different conjugations given past, present, or future, and given all these pronouns. All right, so that's the main rules. So I hope you're keeping up with me because now we're about to get into how to apply them. It's sometimes good to just go over reviews, you know what I'm saying? Okay. When we were children, so our parents had to remind us over and over that this color was blue, that 2 plus 2 equals 4. You know what I'm saying? That you tie your shoes like this. Just going over and over helps you remember. So us just reviewing this milk, we're gonna be straight, man. This is good stuff to get you walking and talking Hebrew. Because right now, with what we just went over, we about to build some sentences. I know sometimes I have to I build sentences on the fly. You know, I just build them up right then and there with our most common words and verbs. But I got some that I picked out just so we can move along and stay focused, stay rounded off. So first, we gotta put this subject plus verb plus object slash complement. That's our sentence structure. You know what I'm saying? That's our sentence. Subject is going to be a noun. We're going to use pronoun. This is going to be obviously a verb. This is going to be a noun also. So that's our main sentence structure. So the first sentence that we're going to come up with is he hated, I wanted to say he hated Esau. That much time. Oh yeah, we're doing good. We'll sound right. So he hated Esau. He, that's our subject, right? He. The verb is hated. And then the noun, the object, who did he hate? We're going to say Edom. So that's what I know how to write in Hebrew. It's still the same thing, right? It's Esau. So he hated Edom. We know who I'm referencing. You know what I'm saying? We're referencing Romans 9:13, right? Esau have I hated. But we're not getting into that right now. We're getting into the language aspect of it. So he hated Edom. He. I hated. So root word to hate. To hate is one of the all of the words and nouns and words I'm using are from this honeycomb word list. So to hate is shana'a. Shana'a. So hated, shana'a. For hated, for he, past tense, hate, for this pronoun, he, leave it alone. So there's a reason I wrote all this. We're going to get into it later, but leave it alone is the rule for writing past tense this verb. So Hawa, Shana'a, and Edom is Adawam. It's plain and simple. He hated Edom. Hawa, Shana'a, Adawam. Right? We just got it. We just did everything. Now let's get it in Hebrew. We've been writing left to right too much. Now we got right from left. We got right in Lashawan Qadash. So I'm starting with Hawa. Hawa. Shana'a. 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 The one. The one. There you go. That's the ancient, right? We got our connectors. This one right here, the, if one must turn to one. Everything else, you know what I'm saying? Syllable by itself. Hawa'a, Shana'a, Adawam. Let's get into the series. Already. Hawa'a, Shana'a, Adawam. The Wam, right? The mud at the end of Adawam, that's one of those 5 letters. So the mud look different. This looks different than it would if it were in the middle of the word. There's a closed box at the end rather than an open box. There you go. He hated Edom. Let's get some more. Next one I have practice a little bit differently. But then we're gonna leave this up. That's the main squeeze. That's all we doing. We making a subject, a verb, and a subject, a verb, and an object. And it gets advanced Hebrew when you start adding an adjective to the subject and an adjective to the object. You can even write them. You can even make an adjective go to the verb too. He quickly ran. You know what I'm saying? An adjective is like to modify whatever the word is. So you can add an adjective all around the boy. But that's, you know what I'm saying? We gotta find out why that's advanced Hebrew as we get along with today's lesson. Because with this, most of the time, you're only gonna have 2 words in Hebrew. Only gonna have 2 words for this whole sentence. Because words are conjugated to include other words. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew is a direct language. So now we're gonna see that right now, actually. This word, this sentence I got is I will serve Yahweh forever. So that's almost like a little bonus compliment, right? We got Yahweh. That's who you serve. That's the object. That's who I am serving, or I will serve. And then forever is an adjective almost on how long I will serve Yahweh. I mean it's just a bonus because it could be I will serve forever. Because that's still an object or a compliment. But we have 2 in this case. So I will serve Yahweh forever. All right, let's get it in. So I, right? I is Anya. Will serve. So to serve, you might notice this is on the list of common verbs. You might know it already. I abide. So I will serve. That's future tense, right? We went over it with my breakdown earlier. So we got to conjugate I abide to I in future. So we're gonna have the at the beginning. Oh, I got it right in the same color. I abide. That's I will serve. I'll be serving in the future. Then Yahweh, you know, that's a name in Hebrew already. Forever is I will lum. Now, I will lum could be broken down to why this means forever, but all we need to know for today's purpose is I will lum means forever. But we can already see we got a what right there, right? So I lum might be something like time or going on, time going on. I means ongoing, but we just gonna use we need to use forever. That's what it is. That's what it means, forever. That's that advanced Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Advanced Hebrew kind of breaks down words that already have a solid definition. But here we go. I will serve Yahweh forever. On Ibad Yahweh Awalam. Simple, right? You know what I'm saying? We had, and again, Anya, having Anya here and conjugating Ibad for Anya is almost just like extra fortification. Because you can leave the Anya out. If you just say Ibad, you know you're talking about I, and you know you're talking about will serve. Ibad means I will serve. But the Anya is just for extra practice. So Ibad Awalam, which means Ibad Awalam means I will serve forever. Two words like I was talking about. We broke it down, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm giving you with the break with the drawing it out is almost like politically correct Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The Adawani will give you direct Hebrew. That's the way the Hebrew was spoken in the days of the Old Testament. Direct. Two words, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even one word. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Adawan and headquarters, you know what I'm saying? Officer the wolf. What's it? Hazahab. Yeah, Officer Hazahab. He told me, you know what I'm saying, when 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 learning Hebrew, you gotta learn it the way a nigga would learn it. You can't learn it you can't read it and write it and speak it through the eyes of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? It's a black and brown language, so you gotta think like a black and brown person. You gotta read it like a black and brown person. The eyes of the oppressor is fluffigating it. Or as for to thee, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still giving you everything because it's politically correct Hebrew. Technically it's correct, but the Adawani going to give it to you direct. Man, let's get this in the Hebrew. Right, left to right. I mean, right to left. Anya, right? Like, Anya, uh, Ibad, uh, Ibad, Yahweh, Awalam. Awalam. Bam. Anya, Ibad, Yahweh, Awalam. Let's get it another Syrian. Damn. Anya, Ibad, Yahweh, Awalam. I will serve the Yahweh forever. Most High in Christ. Let's get some more. I think I got room for two more, right? I got room for much more. We're moving fast. I'm moving too fast. Can you see this? Most High in Christ. Might be able to make up something at the end. All Ready. All right. So our next sentence is she. She remains unclean. Now this has a subject and two verbs, right? Because to remain is a verb and to be unclean is a verb. But remain is the main verb, and unclean is what she remains. So she remains. This is a verb, object verb. She remains unclean. She is still unclean right now. She's still on her flower. She just came from that funeral. She touched, you know what I'm saying, a dead carcass or whatever. She remains unclean. Let's get it in. So let's do this real quick. Remains, to remain, and to be unclean. Well, I don't have to write it down. That's all it is. We're not conjugating this. To remain is shawar. Sha, no, not shawa. Sha'ar. Sha'ar is to remain. Sha'ar. So, sha'ar was like she, haya'ah. She remains, right? She is to remain, but she is ongoing. She's currently remaining. You're going to put the wa in the middle. Sha, wa, are. And this right here, don't worry about that. We're going to show, when we start writing in the Hebrew, you're going to see why it looks like this. But haya'ah, shawa'ar. She remains. Unclean is tama'ah. Tama'ah. Haya'ah, shawa'ar, tama'ah. She remains unclean. She's still unclean right now. Let's get it in the Hebrew. So how haya'ah, haya'ah, sha, wa, a, ra, sha, wa, r. That's what that is right there. The extra a is supposed to be a so that's why you say it shawa but it's a ra at the end. So shawa r. The r and the ra have a connect under and make it r. Shawa r. Tama'at. Yeah. Haya'ah shawa'ar tama'ah. She remains unclean. And it could be shawa'ar tama'ah, right? But that's another reason why it's good to have this, because if it was shawa'ar tama'ah, it could be he or she remains unclean. You wouldn't know. So haya'ah, that's how you know it's she. She remains unclean. Let's get another series. My tie looks a little whack. I haven't wrote the tie in a long time. It's a lot. That's it, a series. All right, let's see how much time we got. We got enough time for maybe 1 to 2 more. This is Haya'ah Shawa'ar Tama'ah. She remains unclean. Last one I had prepared is a good one, but we might have time for a couple, maybe one more after that we can make up. If you watch it online and you got any suggestions for the last one we do, if we have time, go ahead and put it in the chat. But the next one that I have before we definitely have time for, we fight for Yahushua. That's what I came up with. We fight for Yahushua. And I'm gonna try to make this one 2 words, so we can see how we can do it. We could you know what I'm saying, just be direct. Just be like our ancestors used to be. Be direct with this language. Say this language how it's supposed to be said. It's a language of warriors, right? So you're gonna be right to the point. You're gonna candy coat nothing. All right. So we, as our subject, fight. We that's our verb. We fight for. It's a little it's a it's an informality or formality. So we're gonna use the formality we went over, right? We fight for Yahweh. That's our object. Two subjects. I mean, it's like your 2 nouns and a verb, right? A subject, a verb, and an object. Simple. We fight for Yahweh. All right. So 2 fights. That's what we have to get, right? 2 fights. And this is gonna shock a lot of people, but the verb fights is on the 100 common verbs list, but it's lacham. So we know that is bread, right? But if it's lacham is being used as a verb, then it's gonna be fight. Lacham the noun is bread, but lacham the verb is to fight. So yeah, let's get it. Lacham. All right, so we're going to try to do 2 words with this one. So these 2 words are going to go into something, and these 2 words are going to go into something. So we fight. That's a knock Noah, right? A knock Noah. But fight is Lacham. So, and we are currently fighting, right? So how do we do currently fighting for a knock? We conjugate in the middle, just like the I. Just like I fight is the same as we fight. But it's currently, so we don't put the Noah at the end. So it means fight for Yahawashai. If I do it 2 words, I want it to be we fight. And let's see how it looks. So la wacham is what I'm talking about. That means fighting, right? That's the conjugation for fighting, even for we. So fighting for Yahawashai, we're gonna use our prefix up here, la, 2 or 4, right? That's the formality for 4. So la, his name, Yahawashai. So that just says fighting for Yahawashai. Or you can say fight for Yahawashai. Same thing. But we wanted to say we fight for Yahawashai. So that anakna was pretty much it's needed here. Just like it was needed with that with the feminine one. Sometimes it's needed. So anaknawa, la wacham, la Yahawashai. We fight for Yahawashai. All right, let's get into Hebrew. So it's mainly, so when you start off, you know what I'm saying, most of the time it's gonna be 2 words. But when you start off, you start understanding it, it's gonna be 3 words, just like the sentence, just like the sentence structure permits. A noun, a verb, and another noun for the object. A noun, a verb, and another noun for the object. The last noun, even this noun too, they could be conjugated. So we wonder how to conjugate verbs and nouns, right? So, but this middle verb has to always be conjugated. All right. So aknawa, anaknawa, fight. Aknawa, la wakam, la Yahawashai. There you have it. Anaknawa, la wakam, la Yahawashai. We fight for Yahawashai. Let's get it in the Syrian. Damn. We fight for Yahawashai. There you have it, man. Once you start studying, so first off, you gotta study the alphabet. That's the main thing you gotta know. And then when you start studying the vocabulary for nouns and verbs, and remembering the rules, you know what I'm saying, the grammar rules for Hebrew, you'll be set, man. You'll be straight. That's the milk of speaking Hebrew. See how much time we got. We got time for one more. Anybody post anything? Let's see. Hey, Shalom, Akim and Akwathian. See y'all paying attention. Most High in Christ. No problem, Fiery Furnace. That's my job, man. The water for paying attention. All right, so I'm gonna make up the last one on my own. So we're gonna use our what do you call it? Our 100 common verbs, 100 common nouns. Bury. The word bury comes into play. No, I want to do something different. Sacrifice. Zabach. So sacrifice is gonna be our verb, and then of course, you know, I'm lamb. You know, what I'm gonna put a sacrificial lamb. So yeah, we can go crazy with this last one. Yahweh Shai was our sacrificial lamb. Let's see if we can do that. Yahweh Shai was our sacrifice. Now, sacrificial is different from sacrifice. Lamb of sacrifice. Yahweh Shai was our lamb of sacrifice. We should be able to do that. It's getting real, right? It's still milk. Yahweh Shai was our lamb of sacrifice. Yahweh Shai was our lamb is where it's gonna get tricky. To be. I gotta look that up real quick. And that's part of the thing that I'm trying to have ready for y'all with the questions. Because to be changes so much. To be this or to be that. How are is this? When is this? So where is this? Here, this is who is this? To be changes often. So that's why I'm still getting. I still have to run my lesson for questions by the Adawanium. For now, to be, I think we'll be able to make something work for this last bonus. To be, which would be, let's see if this is here. Let's see if we can use it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple. You might be able to find something with these 100 common verbs. So, serve. So Yahweh Shah served as our sacrifice, as our lamb of sacrifice. That kind of works, right? Yeah, that's how we're gonna play. I can definitely do that. It's gonna be jam packed. We can do it. We got just enough time to get it done. Oh snap! I'm going overboard. I was supposed to stop earlier. Damn. Yeah, I forgot about, you know what I'm saying, oppressor and the slavery and all that stuff. I got carried away. Salakia is where we're gonna cut off there. So with that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna say shalom to the Akim and Akwathian. To Akim, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, Barakatham rather. And to the Akwathian sisters out there, shalom, Yahweh Shema Alathan, Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shalom.